warm welcome to Tyson Pedro up against Ike Villanueva this weekend. Tyson, it's been a long time. I think the last time I saw you was in Singapore. What is the biggest positive for you? You know, being injured sucks, right, for any athlete. What's been the biggest upside for you from this time away from the octagon?
There's been heaps, definitely. I had my daughter, and I started new businesses, but the biggest change was I've just changed as a person and as an athlete. Like my fighting IQ's increased and my whole mentality to fighting. So I've definitely gotten better because of the time off.
What about Ike Villanueva? I mean, the guy's an absolute veteran. He's super game, but he's probably somebody who's going to come in there and he's keen to fight. You know, is that something that appeals to you?
Nah, not really. I stay strategic. Like, why play to his hand? That's what he wants. So, just have a smart tactical fight, and I should get the job done.
How important is victory here?
I'm trying not to focus on the outcome. Sometimes when you focus on the outcome, that can affect the performance. So it's just about having a perfect performance, making sure that I stick to the plan and stay disciplined, and the outcome will deal with itself.
For you, was there ever a time, I mean, because you're a bit of an entrepreneur, right? Seeing the podcast, you got a beer, you got all sorts going on. Was there ever a thought of stepping away and just enjoying all the other things?
No, I'm a fighter. So that was actually the hardest part, probably. One of the harder parts, just not being able to do what I love. Like fighting is the thing. So I've still got a few years in me for fighting, and obviously it wasn't all smooth sailing. There was a roller coaster for sure, and like there's outside pressures always make it harder. But I always knew that I was coming back.
When you have time out, you invariably have a lot of time to reflect. I mean, your start in the UFC was epic, beating people like Khalil, Paul Craig, especially seeing what Khalil's gone on to do recently. What's your biggest takeaway when you look back on those fights? And I've lost you for a sec. There you go.
Yeah, sorry. There we go. Watch it. Like there's only a couple of people that I even recognize in this, but looking back, I know I've can bang with all of them. So I've been with the top guys, and what I was lacking was the maturity and the patience. Like I was always rushed in all of the fights. So definitely that's something that I've been working on, and just making sure that I'm staying disciplined. So there was definitely positives coming out of the injury.
When you look at this division, I know you probably don't want to get carried away, but are you the guy to kind of revitalize it a little bit? Because sometimes you could argue like heavyweight needs new blood, and you know, do you almost feel like from 5 years ago when you were first coming up, do you feel like you're starting again?
Oh yeah, this definitely feels like a debut. The whole week has felt like I'm starting all over again. I don't recognize anyone or new names, but there's already fresh guys in there. I'm looking at the division going like I don't recognize. There's probably like 3 or 4 guys in there that I still recognize from when I was in there. So I don't know. I'll let the other people worry about me, but I'm not worried about anyone else.
A lot's changed in terms of I think Jon Jones was still about, right? So we've got Jiri now. How impressed? I mean, he's not champion yet, right? But how impressed have you been with Jiri? Because I think that guy's kind of shaken things up a bit.
For sure, he's got that sort of like star power. Definitely, he's got some cool things happening, and but he's not even in my sights at the moment. I've got a long way to go, and I plan on taking it slower this time. Before my last run, I went so quick and then exploded. I was like my 7th fight or something, and I was fighting to the top 3 guys. Or I want like they have fought for the title or ex-champions or like so. Yeah, I definitely want to just take my time, make sure that I do it right this time.
Do you think the UFC, because was giving you a push, seeing your talent, you know, you can talk, you've got it all, the package. Do you think they were trying to give you that push? We see it happen, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like that, but like they gave me the opportunity. If you give me an opportunity, I'm going to take it. So and like just go for it. Especially if you offer me a hard fight, I'm going to say yes. So I think that's more my fault. Like they definitely wanted to push me, and looking back on it, it was small mistakes that led to some of those losses. So it's lesson learned, and yeah, fix them up this time.
How big of an inspiration do you reckon is the 42-year-old champion? Because the toughest thing when you're injured in sport is like you don't want to waste any time, right? But knowing that you could have another 12 years at the top, is that a bit inspiring?
Yeah, for sure. Like light heavyweight's always been a bit of an older average age. You know, we don't have to rely on speed and skill as much as those lighter guys. We can just punch hard. So it is cool, but I only plan on like another 5-6 years. Like I've told my wife, I'll be a stay-at-home dad after that. So I've already stressed her out enough.
How much are we going to see of you now? Do you reckon you're going to be trying to get as many in as you can?
Yeah, as many as I can. I've got to get paid. Got to make up for lost time.
How speak of people who've been inspiring. Ty's been awesome the last few years. How cool has it been to see him absolutely smash it?
Yeah, always. It's good. I've always loved supporting and watching him, and I wish him nothing but the best success. I feel he can knock out anyone. So can anyone's fair game for him.
As someone a fan or also his brother-in-law, who do you want to see him fight next?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would like the Stipe fight for sure. As yeah, just thinking logically out of those ones, I think that's the best fight for him.
Dana's saying now Stipe versus Jon Jones.
Yeah, I did see that.
What do you think
it
of
could
that
push
one?
him. Yeah, that's a cool fight to watch. Listen, I see it like it's just so hard to beat Jon Jones. So I don't know like what he can bring, but Stipe always comes to fight. Yeah, I'm not sure what that does for Ty. Does that mean he waits till another 3 months or something for the Stipe fight, or is Stipe almost on the way out? Who knows?
And what about the Anzac fighters? Because I think they're absolutely killing it at the moment overall, you have to say. Did you get some time training in with Eugene Bareman in this camp at all?
Yeah, he's actually cornering me for this fight. He arrives tonight. So I was lucky. So I was supposed to do the camp at CKB, but obviously COVID restrictions in New Zealand, I couldn't get across. So it was a bit of a muddle up with camps. I started with Ty and Dubai, then went to Volkanovski's gym, and luckily Carlos and Eugene got stuck in Sydney at that time. So I was able to train with them, and it was just perfect, lined up perfectly. Finished with Glenn Sparv and the boys up at Combat Training Center. So it all worked out for the best.
Oh, nice. I know Glenn. He's an Asian MMA legend. Awesome.
Yeah.
The greatest mullet in the sport.
Where is he? Is he now? I just walked out. You can see the mullet from the background.
I didn't recognize him. All right, Glenn.
Yeah, big Liddy.
Awesome. What was it like training with Eugene? I've never spoke to him. What makes him special, do you think?
There's a few things, but I just enjoyed the first time that I saw how their gym breaks down the striking. They do it. I haven't seen many other people that do it like that. They break down the striking like you would see someone in jiu-jitsu. Like sometimes I've been to a lot of gyms and like they'll show you moves, but these guys drill. So that, and the first time I trained there, he broke down my Shogun fight, and he was like, "This is why you're doing this. This is where you're going here." And I was like, I don't even know why I was doing that. So that was yeah. I like the real what would you say articulate way they look at striking and fighting in general, and so yeah, it's enjoyable. Makes it I like the mental side of it.
How's fight week been? This game kind of brings you other things, right? It's arguably brought you other things, and you've traveled around the world doing it. So outside of fighting, I know you love to fight, but what do you enjoy about this game in terms of the other elements of it?
Oh man, it's taught me so much. Like I was like, as much as now like I'm a bit of an extrovert, I was always an introvert. I didn't really like talking to other people. I was more in my shell. Like if I didn't know you, I didn't really talk to you. So that alone, like it opened me up to starting doing these interviews, starting talking with fans, and but I love the UFC as a company. Like the people, like I saw a few people that are familiar faces, and they're great people. But yeah, like you said, the traveling, man. I've been all around the world. I get paid to get punched in the face. It's not a bad job. And if you don't get along with your coworkers, you get to beat them up.
Perfect. All right, last one then. In this division, I know you don't kind of want to get ahead of it, but when it's all said and done, is there one dude who you just respect, who you've just got to fight one day?
Oh no, that probably would have been Shogun. So that was a dream in itself. So, like, I still watch Shogun's fights today. So that was pretty special.
And we'll see you stay at light heavyweight for good, do you reckon?
Yeah. Everyone keeps talking about middleweight. Fuck no. There's no way I'm doing that cut.